I'm so happy to be with you. This is a very special night.
So I'm so honored to be here covering swimming, the Olympics, the College World Series, March Madness, and being able to be a part of a ceremony that really celebrates athletes from all across the country and with every sport out there. I've also had the honor and the pleasure of meeting the finalists and getting to know them over the past couple of days, and they are just exceptional people, exceptional human beings. So it's been an honor just to get to know them as well and have an award that honors them for who they are as people.
Tonight's very special to us. We're here to celebrate these incredible athletes. And if you heard the common thread through all the past and previous winners, they talked about the heart, the soul, the character that goes in here. Their athletic prowess is going to be surpassed by their character, by their soul, by their heart, and what they're going to contribute to our world. That's the key. That's the key when we move forward in life. Let's applaud these athletes. I'll tell you why. Because I had the opportunity. I sat down, listened to them, to talk to their moms, eat, get interviewed. And what I saw here is an incredible group of young men and women. And if this is indicative of our athletes, we have a great future in this country.
My name is Carl Nassib. I am new to New York. It's great to be here. I took a tour today, and this is a beautiful facility. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can become a member. I'm just, recently retired. I played 7 years in the NFL, and I'm now a non-athletic regular person, also known as a NARP, and or a muggle. And I was very proud of my career. Played for 3 different teams, was a captain, and I really thought I'd killed it until I'd read your guys' bios. And now I'm feeling like very, very lesser. But this is a really cool opportunity to speak in front of everybody here. What speaks to me about this award is really the character and what builds character on and off the field. And I kind of wanted to speak a little bit to my experiences as an athlete and kind of getting thrown into a position that I never really dreamed of. I always dreamed of being an athlete, but so much can come from things that you don't expect. And so, unlike most of the athletes here, I was a very late bloomer. I was 5'9" as a freshman in high school and left at 6'6". I never even started a game of football in high school. And it was tough watching me on the track team. I was definitely the slowest on the track team, and got cut from basketball freshman year. So I was really, really fortunate my senior year to kind of scrape together the world's shortest highlight film. And I took that film, and luckily I was able, now I'm speaking into it. I was able to become a walk-on at Penn State. And my first year was 2011. I don't know if any of you guys are walk-ons. But back then, walk-ons were not that respected. I mean, we couldn't even work out with the scholarship players. I had to pay for every team dinner. I had to sneak into the dining hall, and this was, not too long ago. And so it was a really, really humbling experience to be a walk-on, to grind, to work hard, and then you were kind of, again, maybe feeling a little bit lesser than. But one of the more humbling experiences in my college career, I just finished my sophomore year, and I went to my head coach's office, and this was after our spring season, heading into summer training. And I was 19, and I went into his office, and I said, "Coach," sat down, and I said, "Coach, my dream is to play in the NFL. I know I haven't played very much here, but that's my dream." He said, "Let me stop you right there." He said, "For you to even say that to me is disrespectful." That was a gasp. He said, "You're going to have to try your absolute hardest just to be on scout team here. Now get the fuck out of my office." And he kicked me out of his office. And, as an athlete, you have to drown out the noise constantly bunch of non-athletic regular people telling you how to do your job. And so that was a different experience. That was somebody I respected. That was somebody that I looked up to. And hearing those words really lit a fire in me. And so that summer, I gained 15 pounds of muscle. I lost 10 pounds of fat. I worked out, 6 days a week, twice a day. And that camp, I was a man possessed. Every rep was, my hair was on fire, and I had 60 sacks in one camp. And I always liked bringing the energy, and at the end of the camp, they gave me the Juice Man Award. And so it was a new thing. They just gave me a bag of oranges, and I was like, does this come with a cash prize? And so at the very, very end of camp, I get a phone call, and it says, hey, Carl, head coach wants to see you. And so I immediately called my dad because I was a walk-on and I was paying for my own school. And I had spent 2 years at Penn State and ran out of money. So I had not paid my fall bill. So I called my dad and I said, dude, can you help me? Like, is there anything you can do? He said, let me call you back. Never called me back. And so I'm walking upstairs, legs are shaking, and I'm like, well, this was fun while it lasted. At least I went out on a high note. At least I killed it these last few weeks, and I got some oranges. And so I went up into his office, I sat down, and I was ready to go home, and he said, Carl, last few weeks you really turned it on. You proved me wrong, and I'm going to put you on scholarship. And so that moment, I don't know, if you know anybody who's a walk-on who got a scholarship, that is like the ultimate prize. That is one of the most proudest moments of my life. And oh, hell yeah! This is a great crowd. You guys are awesome. I usually, I speak in front of corporate people sometimes, but it's great to be in front of athletes. So that was one of the best moments. And one of my best friends, who's also a walk-on with me, I would not be here today if it wasn't for him. He and I got it on the same day, and he was actually waiting in the locker room, and like it was the best, like one of the best days of my life. So that was my sophomore year. I still wasn't a starter until my senior year. In my senior year, I broke the Penn State single-season sack record in 10 games. I was, in your guys' position. I won 4 national awards. I was up here holding heavy trophies, and it was great. Then I got drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and then we went 1-15, and we really stepped it up and went 0-16. So being branded in the NFL as a loser is a very, very hard thing. And you'll know in sports, people want to be associated with winners. They want to be associated with people that know how to win. So I had probably the worst record of any NFL player in history. Then I got fired on international television on Hard Knocks. And so I got picked up by the Buccaneers. I played my ass off, became a captain, signed a deal with the Raiders, and then went back to the Buccaneers. And I somehow, but in the blink of an eye, am standing here, and it was the fastest 7 years ever. And, people tell you when you're young, like, it goes by fast. And I'm not even going to repeat it because I never listened to it. But it all goes by so fast. And so when you're here and you're recently retired, I'm going over like the most impactful moments. And a lot of them have happened recently. A couple years ago, I posted on my Instagram, and I came out as gay to the world, and it was a really, really positive experience for me, for my family, for everybody. A lot of people told me not to do it. They said, why would you put yourself in that position? People are going to come after you, people want to X, Y, Z. And I said, don't ever be afraid to do something in life just because it might make your life a little bit harder. And so since that experience, I've had some of the most rewarding, moving experiences, even bigger than what I had in football. And when you grow up, I mentioned, I never really expected that to be part of my life. I never expected to be standing in front of people talking about my life. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to play sports. I wanted to, mess people up. I just really wanted to be the best athlete I could be. And so I just want to articulate to you that, this is, one of the most rewarding things. For example, this is a funny story. I very recently was in Chipotle, and this guy comes up to me, and he says, Carl, and I'm like, hey, man, what's up? I'm just trying to get my burrito. And he says, I came out to my mom yesterday, and I said, dude, that's amazing. Like, congratulations. You know, I'm really happy for you. And he said, you know, I watched your video before I did it. And I'm like, you trying to make me cry in this Chipotle right now? In those little moments, I had people going up to my dad, going up to my mom. I have a small company that I run, and I interviewed 2 people yesterday, and they both, the first thing that they said, they thanked me because both of their siblings had come out recently. And so this is like something I never really anticipated. It's something that I felt obligated to do. I felt like I was so lucky and thankful for all the blessings, all the success, and I felt like it was my duty to give back. And so, as an athlete, you have a very, very small window of opportunity. Most athletes know, you know, you have a small window of opportunity to be the best. But when, you know, all is said and done, the things that you do for other people, the way that you're remembered, the impact that you give on people as people is the stuff that really, really, you know, makes you smile at the end of the day. So I hope I did a good job kind of articulating my story, how it, you know, has impacted me, and how much, like, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to, you know, tell my story, and congratulations to you guys. I'm excited to meet. I've only met a couple of you, but I'm excited to, you know, catch up. So thank you very much, and you guys have a great night.
Once in a lifetime, we have the fortune to meet and befriend truly a great human being. I had that honor 7 years ago. Chief Madry, Chief of Department for the NYPD, through his vision, his caring heart, is creating an amazing legacy in New York. He has a sense of community for the kids. He really does. The space that he's creating in New York is safe and nurturing. That's the key words. Safe, but very nurturing. Chief Madry is the gold standard for community service. You really are. I'm telling you that. He's created a sense of family that's caring for each and every child in this city. It's from my great heart, from my heart, that we take great pride and joy in presenting the AAU Humanitarian Award to Chief of Department, Chief Madry. Please come on up there.
Good evening, everyone. This is a tremendous honor here. I don't even know where to begin. Being on this stage here at the Athletic Club, at an event where so many top athletes are recognized, just to receive this award is really humbling. I was about a year into my position, and I was always constantly fighting and thinking about, what can I do different? How can I step out traditional lines of law enforcement to keep communities safe? You know, it's not always good guys and bad guys, cops and robbers. I wanted to do something different. So when I thought about what Joe Sr. said to me, I said, you know what, this is an incredible opportunity, because AAU is going to give me a platform, resources, where I could bring young kids together, kids who live on one side of the street and can't cross to the other side of the street. And through this partnership with AAU, this platform, I was able to pull together resources and create this opportunity where I could start bringing these young boys and girls together who were just so amazed at what was going on and what they saw with these young people, boys and girls, playing sports. It was incredible. Thank you for that opportunity. AAU, thank you for that opportunity.
The AAU really is such an incredible organization. I personally come from a big wrestling family out of Western PA, so it's all like 5'3" Italian men that wrestle that I've watched my whole life. My older brother, who I actually watched wrestle at a ton of AAU tournaments, and I was sweating, keeping score, trying to not watch my brother get in a headlock. He is here with me today, supporting me. Give the thumbs up. I also cheered and danced through the AAU growing up, and one of my teammates, Kayla, is still here with me, and she is supporting me as well. So all that to say is that when I connected with all of the finalists, they all mentioned their families, their support system, their teammates. That was the biggest takeaway when I asked them, you know, your experience as an amateur athlete or with the AAU. I was reading an article from a local news station in Des Moines, and they were interviewing little girls who were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and all of them were saying, I want to be Caitlin Clark. I want to, you know, go in this skills camp, and I want to be like her. What is your message, and how does it make you feel when you see younger girls wanting to pursue athletics, and they're saying, I want to be Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think it takes you back for a second, and I feel like I was just in their shoes. I was just that young girl that, you know, was playing soccer, playing softball, playing basketball, and really had a dream that they could do whatever they wanted to. And I think, like Carl said, life moves so fast. I feel like I was just in their shoes, and so I think the biggest thing for them is just to continue to dream big, and I always try to take as much time as I can if they want a picture or an autograph to make time for them, because you know, 1 second of your day can change their entire life. So I think it's pretty cool and special to be in the position that I am.
Playing baseball at 5, what did that teach you all the way up into the professional level?
Oh man, enjoy every moment for sure. It's like they say, it just flies by so fast, and enjoying all these moments, it's you can't take any moment for granted. I hope to start my own foundation one day to kids with special needs, and just making this thing a whole lot bigger than it already is.
All right, congratulations, Dylan. Thank you. Hey, Jordan, congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, I got to meet your lovely family several times, and I know that you have your sister who is following in your footsteps. She's going to Tennessee. How does that make you feel that you guys have that bond not only over swimming, but maybe someone that could break your records?
It feels good. She's definitely really talented, and I love her to death, and I'm really excited that she's coming to my school. I feel like it means a lot to me that I was able to, kind of influence her to go there, and I'm excited to see what she'll do when she gets there. I know she'll do well.
Awesome. Can't wait to see what the future has in store for her. When we're going down talking about a lot of the big names that won this award, there are some big swimmers out there. Who did you idolize as a swimmer when you were growing up and watching?
Some of the swimmers I idolized growing up were Michael Phelps, Anthony Irvin, who's here over there, and Caleb Jussel. Those are kind of my top 3 that I've always idolized, looked at, and kind of wanted to be like growing up.
And when you picked up swimming as a young kid, how does that help you now with all of your accomplishments, and you're setting records in the 50 free, swam at sub 18. When you started so young, how does that help you all the way into your career at this point?
It's definitely, I think, swimming at a young age, it set me up to kind of, it wasn't my first love. My first love was basketball, ironically. I didn't intend to swim. I really wanted to play in the NBA. I believed I would at about 8 years old. I was convinced I was going to the NBA. But life had a different path for me, and I'm really grateful the way it turned out.
Hey, it's Jordan Childs here. First, let me start out by saying what an absolute honor to be a finalist for the 93rd AAU Sullivan Award. When you look at the history of the award, I'm grateful to be among some of the greatest in amateur sports. Unfortunately, I'm unable to celebrate with you tonight. You will never guess why. Yep, my gymnastics schedule. On the same day we are being honored as finalists, I will be competing for a spot on our World's Championship team. I'm sad I can't spend the evening with you all, but when sports and duty call, we answer. It's what makes each of us special. The AAU Sullivan Award is important to me because it moves past being good at gymnastics. It means that I was a good leader, that my character spoke loudly, and that I was recognized as having good sportsmanship. My mom always told me that she'd rather have a good human than a good gymnast, so strive to be both. I believe everyone being honored here today did just that. Caitlin, Dylan, Jordan, love your name by the way, Katie, and Zach. I'm honored to be listed in such phenomenal company. I hope to meet you all in person one day and keep being amazing. Love you guys.
KK, congratulations. Thanks for being here. This is a full circle moment for you. You started swimming when you were 7 years old, and you swam in the summer league for the New York Athletic Club. So how has it been being back? Has it been like just deja vu?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is an awesome full circle moment. I learned to swim at the New York Athletic Club Summer Club, Travers Island, back in my hometown, Pelham, New York. So that's just really awesome that, I learned to swim there, and, back in the spring, I finally signed and became a New York Athletic Club athlete. And so to kind of continue my athletic career as a professional, being sponsored by the New York Athletic Club, it's just, a really awesome feeling and a total full circle moment. And I just want to thank New York Athletic Club for providing me with all that opportunity that I've had.
Of course. And so at 13 years old, you qualified for the Olympic trials back in 2016, which is incredible. I can't even imagine being on that stage as a 13-year-old. How did that set you up for success looking ahead?
Yeah, being at Olympic trials back in 2016, I was super scared. I was a little 13-year-old girl who was kind of just walking around staring at all of the Olympic medalists being like, what am I doing here? I didn't swim very well at that meet. I was kind of just happy to be there. But that definitely set me up for the next time around back in 2021. I was ready to go there with some goals. I was excited. I was one of the bigger names then, and all those little girls were kind of looking up to me, and that was a super cool feeling. So yeah, I think it kind of just helped motivate me for the next time around.
Hey, Zach, how tall are you?
7'4".
7'4", okay. So you're 2 feet taller than me. We'll make this work. 2 feet-ish. Math is not my thing. So you were ranked 436th in the high school recruiting rankings when you were a high school senior. Going from that to sweeping all of the National Player of the Year awards, where did you find that self-motivation to say, I don't care if I'm ranked 456th, I'm gonna go pursue basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a crazy journey. The coaches, I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me, instilling that confidence in me. Like, I was not ranked wrong. I was the 436th guy in my class. The coaches really helped me kind of take those steps forward and build confidence, build my game, and here I'm standing here now.
You wear number 15 for Purdue, but there's a story behind that. So tell us the story.
So when I was first playing baseball, like when I was like 6 or probably 8 years old, we played a little t-ball league, and there was 14 guys on our roster, and the jerseys were numbered. 1 was the smallest jersey, 14 was the biggest. And I couldn't fit the 14 jersey, so I took my coaches.
And it stuck, so now you're still 15 at Purdue. So now we all know the story. Congratulations, Zach, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
The 93rd AAU Sullivan Award winner, Caitlin Clark.
Thank you. First of all, thank you to the AAU, not only for the prestigious award, but also just the amazing event tonight. It's actually my first time in New York City. I've been to quite a few places, but this was like one of the last places on my list that I needed to get to, and I'm here for less than 24 hours, so that didn't work out too well, but I will have to come back. And then congratulations to all of you. It's been tremendous meeting you. You're all just as deserving as I am, so I'm big fans of every single one of you, so I'll be rooting for each of you going forward. And then my parents are here tonight over here. My dad was actually my first ever AAU basketball coach, so this is kind of a full circle moment. And I grew up playing a lot of AAU sports, whether it was softball, basketball, soccer. I did it all, and I actually grew up playing with the boys. That's all I knew until I was in about 4th grade. So I give that a lot of credit for the person I am today, but also the player kind of pushed me and made me maybe a little too feisty if you've ever watched me. I'm kind of I'm a little feisty out there, but no, I love them, and they've been my rock. And my two brothers aren't here today, but they've picked on me, like I said earlier. They've picked on me more than anybody, and I kind of held my own, gave them a few concussions and staples in the head. So sorry, Mom, about that. But yeah, other than that, my teammates and my coaches obviously aren't here tonight, but the reason I went to Iowa was to be able to do something different and take them to a place they really hadn't been. We've been to one Final Four. We've never been to the national championship game. And like I said earlier, our state and really our entire country has really rallied around not only women's basketball, but women's sports in general. So it's been really incredible to see that. And, you know, I hope I can continue to push women's sports forward and be an advocate for that. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. This is a tremendous honor, and I'm lucky I get to share the room with all of you. So thank you to the AAU, and I hope everybody has an amazing night.